I'm gonna cook yellow rice today. Today it's time 12:51 at the moment, in the afternoon. I'm using jasmine rice. If you want to get jasmine rice, you can get it from Keel's supermarket in Sri Lanka. I'm using ghee for this rice because it was requested by one of my family members. I'm also planning on using coconut milk. There's garlic. These are peeled garlic. These are my pearl onions. They're white pearl onions. These are lemongrass and star anise. They're both dried. This is garlic powder. Minced onion. Everything bagel seasoning. Everything bagel seasoning has basically poppy seeds, sesame seeds, organic sesame seed, sea salt, roasted dehydrated garlic, toasted dehydrated onion, organic black sesame seed, poppy seed. So you could just find those ingredients individually and use them if you don't have the everything bagel seasoning. We have organic caraway seed, sesame seed, turmeric powder, this is cloves, this is nutmeg and cardamom, this is allspice, whole allspice. Then I have the 7-spice blend. It basically has cinnamon, let me see what else is in there. Ooh. I guess it needs to have cardamom, cloves. Oh, there it is. Allspice, ground cardamom, ground black pepper, ground nutmeg, ground clove, ground cinnamon, ground ginger. Again, you could use the individual spices, whole or ground. It's up to you. I'm using this because I found it. I found it in a specialty store, which is really nice because it has both the ground ginger and the cinnamon, which is one of the main reasons I'm using this. You could buy this at specialty stores. You could buy them at Middle Eastern stores. That's where I found it, in a Middle Eastern food store, halal meat market. Actually, no. I found this from Indian spice and halal food store, a Pakistani Indian halal meat market where they sold the spices also. So 7-spice blend. You could definitely find it there if you go to a store like that. We have the almonds, cashews, dried cranberries, and dried grapes, which are called raisins. These are the raisins I'm using, and the ground or not ground, the salted sunflower kernels, sunflower seeds. I'm using those. And these are the pearl onions. I peel these. And then these are my garlic. I'm not going to use all these. I'm using one bag, like you see that I've opened that bag. So a couple of cloves of garlic. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Like 9 cloves of garlic and 8 pearl onions. You could use any type of onions that you can find. And then the nuts and seeds blend, which also has the dried fruits. Oh, okay, here we have it all. Cloves, allspice, nutmeg, lemongrass, tar anise, cardamom pods squished, and I think the garlic also is in here. So I took it all out. So I think I'm gonna go and take the nutmeg and ground it, because it's part of a whole nutmeg. Yep, there it is, ground. And there's the ghee. I'm using the rice cooker to cook this because for university students, it's very important, for college students, to have an easier way to cook in your dorm rooms. So this is especially for students who are in the universities and the colleges where you have a dorm room. It's really easy to cook this way. So I'm including 1 soup spoon of ghee for this recipe, and I'm gonna take care of the dried fruits and the nuts with the seeds. I'm gonna put them in and fry them, so it's not gonna take long. Look at that, they have ballooned, they have become big in size. Do you see all the dry fruit? And the seeds looked golden brown while toasted. They're looking good. So I'm going to take it and keep it in a glass container. This is very important because plastic is found in the bloodstream recently, according to the latest science knowledge, which is not good. So just ditch the plastic as much as you can and transfer to glass, to using glass containers. So this is me transferring my Tupperware into glass. This is tar anise. This is allspice. You don't have to have all the ingredients that I'm using. If you have even a couple of these ingredients, or you could just substitute with different ingredients that you have. Let's fry these. They need to be fried in oil also, not oil, actually ghee. Ghee is a healthier version. So I'm going to use 1 soup spoon of ghee. Ghee is basically a different form of butter. So if you have butter, you could use butter instead of ghee if you want. Ghee has a higher point where you could cook it at a higher temperature. So that's useful. But if you just have butter, you could just incorporate a little bit of butter to cook this. You could also make ghee from butter. This ghee infuses a beautiful taste, a wonderful, amazing taste to the food. So that's good. So I transferred that to another glass container. This is the new packet. I buy these from Costco. You can get a Costco membership. It's really good to get a Costco membership if you have Costco in your country, because you can buy a lot of food and at one time, which can save you big cost. This is dried cranberries. Dried cranberries. So I got that packet with some raisins. What I'm going to do, I'm going to pop them into my rice cooker and cook them. There's only like a half a box. My youngest likes to nibble on raisins, and my mom is like, she's like, don't let him have raisins. They're too much sugar, you know. So I try to give him less raisins now, but he does like to eat raisins, so he nibbles on them. They both like raisins, especially because it's chewy and more sugary, I think, when they're dried than when they're fresh. So I'm gonna pour these to the dried fried fruits, nuts and seed mix that I made before. Let's see what I'm gonna do next. The rice that I'm using is jasmine rice. It has a fragrant scent and it cooks quicker. So for 1 cup of rice, you're normally supposed to put 2 cups of water. But for this, for 1 cup of rice, I'm gonna put 1.5 cups of water. So I'm gonna make 2 cups of rice. So instead of putting 4 cups, I'm making 3 cups of rice, eh? Whoa, she's putting more. Was that 4? Yep. That's 4 cups of rice. So let's try to figure out how much water that's gonna be. So 1.5, 1.5, 1.5, 1.5. I'm gonna have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 cups of water instead of 8 cups of water. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. Also, a rule of thumb is like using the 3 separators of your fingers. You go to the not the thumb, not the index finger, the 3rd finger, and you can measure. You keep your fingers on top of the rice and pour water, and then when it reaches the first from the top, when it reaches the first finger divider, you can use the water up to that point. That's a way to use water. But for the jasmine rice, I'm gonna use, for example, for 1 cup of rice, 1.5 cups of water. So you can use it like that. Otherwise, the rice can get overcooked. This rice needs to be well prepared, and you got to be careful when you incorporate water to this recipe. I have here the everything bagel mix, the 7-spice blend, and the caraway seeds with sesame seeds. So I mentioned everything that's in there. Those are the poppy seeds there, roasted red sesame seeds, and sea salt. So I'm gonna and you know what's in the seven spice blend? It's I think ground cardamom, ground nutmeg, ground cinnamon, and I mentioned it before. You can go back and find out what is in there if you don't remember, and you can go back and check what the ingredients were. I mentioned it before. Um, for the moment, just add these ingredients to the rice when you add the water. So that's what I'm gonna do. This is a simple yellow rice recipe. Yellow rice is a Sri Lankan delicacy. I'm going to include 1 soup spoonful of ghee to the rice, and this is the 1/4 a teaspoon of turmeric powder that I'm going to use to make it yellow. You could also use saffron to make a yellow rice. This yellow rice I created on my own. It's my own authentic recipe. I haven't seen anyone make a yellow rice like this. It's really nice to create recipes, even though yellow rice is a specialty dish in Sri Lanka. It could be made in different ways. So this is my signature yellow rice recipe. Just mix everything together, and then we can cook this in the rice cooker, which is faster. One thing good about cooking in the rice cooker is you can just use the rice cooker and you can go along and do something else, which can save time. So here's our yummy yellow rice. It's well cooked. Look at the grains individually. They're separating and they look beautiful. Such a wonderful dish, isn't it? So now let's prepare this. There's a way to put the whole rice together. So we're going to take some containers and put this rice together into a beautiful yellow rice. This yellow rice is going to get incorporated with the fried fruits nuts and seeds, and also the garlic that was cooked, caramelized onions, and this is gonna taste really nice and look really nice. Presentation is everything. You really feel like eating when you see a really good appetizing food that's presented beautifully. So this is the way that we're going to present this dish. We're going to add the ground nuts, the ground seeds, not the ground seeds, the fried nuts, seeds, and the raisins, all these dried fruit. We're going to incorporate that. So let's see, we are going to have 1 tablespoon right there, and we'll add 1 tablespoon of the fried garlic and onion mixture. We'll take out the star anise from that because you don't want someone nibbling the star anise. We're gonna top this off with the cooked yellow rice. Look at the beautiful yellow color. Isn't it nice? So if you want to make a Sri Lankan dish and you don't know how to cook Sri Lankan food, this is a good recipe, isn't it? It's beautiful. Just mix it all together to incorporate everything, and it'll look beautiful. You can do meal prep with this too. I made this for my family